Hi friends, Wizdy here. Welcome to a new Raid Shadow Legends video. Today's video was going to be a very different one if it wasn't for me changing my mind after seeing a video for Nub Raids, and then I decided to do this one instead. The initial idea that came to me, like that I wanted to release, was that I'm done with Raid. Not that I was actually done with Raid, but that I'm fed up with how they are doing things. Why is that? Because today, well, yesterday probably, if I release this one tomorrow, they announced a 2x 10x for a Tuesday for the first time ever, for a chance for us to get Odin. Odin is not that powerful at my level of account, so I'm not going for the event, but let's talk more about this. So the last time I've opened void shards on either account, my main and my alt, as you can see from the number of shards here, was for the guaranteed event for Narcissus. Looks like Raid thought that they are giving us two powerful void legos as guaranteed champions, and they just want to stop doing that, which I don't like, because if it's one chance per year or twice per year, just give it that chance. Like, probably if I look at my shard count and I'm an in-game player doing almost everything, so I'm not killing myself over it, I can only get that guaranteed void lego once per year. Just give it to us. They are delaying this, they are extending it, they are releasing more and more events just to drain everybody's resources before, which is another video that probably I'm going to release, before strong fusions or guaranteed events, to make sure that if you want to go for everything, you'll have to buy shards. That's what really raised my level of frustration this high. If you check also like how many soul stones I have saved, because I don't see any event that I want to open these on, and that's holding back my account. Of course, like, I can hear you saying just enjoy it, open them all and like be done with it. You'll get something good, you get something bad, but at this point I'm really like, I can be easily triggered into stopping playing the game, because like I'm already bored. There's not much going on there. Beyond that mission, can you see it behind me? Yeah, once I'm done from this mission, I'll just do all of this in a couple of days and get my Marius. I'll play with him, I'll have fun with him for a few more days or a couple of weeks, and that's it. And they haven't released anything else to interest me. Creating videos interests me way more than playing the actual game right now. But I'm still having fun with you, so I'm not stopping anytime soon, though they are frustrating. One last thing before we actually talk about the videos topic is that if you've noticed, I've changed a little bit of the branding, like the colors of the channel and the intro. I'm just trying to polish it a little bit. Tell me if you like it, if you like the older one better. Probably I'm settled for this one, but I appreciate your feedback. Now let's jump into today's video. If you can see here on the screen, that's a video that Nub Raids released just after that 2x 10x for Odin was announced for Tuesday. And he had a very interesting thought here. He gets a lot of great ideas. But his idea was that, and I won't like just spoil it video for you, so I'll link it in the description below. Go and watch it in its entirety. I hope mine will be entertaining as well. The idea that he had and that he broke down in this video is that he just set up a spreadsheet. I have a copy of it here that I created. Yeah, you can see most of it. Just breaking down the champions that he used today in all of his dungeon, PvE, PvP teams and all of that, and how he got those champions. So we'll break them down here. Like, this is Nub Raids breakdown. If you go to the end of his video, you'll see the full list. But I'll break down mine as well as an in-game player playing for over 4 years. And let's see yours. Let's see other content creators as well, to figure out which of these pools, like is 10x, 15x, or whatever they call it, enhanced chances, useful for you, is saving for that ridiculous amount of time to have these resources. You can see them behind me. The best way to go playing Raid long term, as I'm always preaching, I'm killing the early game free-to-play account now, just saving resources, and probably will start our first fusion with Thor. But let's see now. But yeah, let me start that breakdown here for me as well. So here is my copy of the sheet. Let's figure out my current teams and what I'm using from all of these champions, which categories they'll fit into. First, let's start with Iron Twins and what I'm using there. So I'm using Emic in my team in Bronco's build. So Emic was a fusion. So that's the first thing here. Avoid Lego Ether fusions that we got. Also, if we talk about random voids, because I'm using Painkeeper, I've never chased Painkeeper per se, but I got her, I use her. If you're doing a double man-eater comp or a man-eater clan boss comp, you'll be using Painkeeper as well. Also, I'm not using Renegade here. Renegade will come elsewhere. But Emic and Painkeeper, Geomancer was from a random void, I believe. And then double Painkeeper. Acrasia was from a random void too, I believe. I wasn't even expecting getting her. That wasn't a guaranteed Fortress. I'm not using Fortress elsewhere. So random void for Acrasia, Painkeeper, and Geomancer here. That's basically my Iron Twins team. Now let's go. The keeps are not important. They are way too easy. Let's see, for example, my Ice Golem 10 team. So Theodore was definitely from a random sacred. Cronam is a progression champion from the referral. Python was a fusion. Seer was from a random void, and then Artak was a free login. So let's plug these in. Artak as a free login. Fusion in Python. I'm still using Python also in Arena and a bunch of other places. Seer was from a random void. Who else did we have there? Theodore was from a random sacred, I would say. I'm not sure, but I haven't. It was either from a random sacred or ancient, but yeah, these are more the random part is the important part of it. Cronam, I'll call Cronam a progression champion from referral, so it will take a bit of work if you want to get him. So that's my 5-man team: Artak, Python, Cronam, Theodore, and Seer. Okay, so that's our. Let me arrange this a little bit. Drive me crazy if I didn't. So yeah, that's my Ice Golem team here. Probably by now you have a direction of where this is going. So my level 30 team, Acrasia, we already covered her. Lydia is a progression champion. Ugo was from a random ancient, if I remember. Arbiter was from progression as well. And we have Seer. So let's plug these in. So we have Seer, random ancient. Let's put Ugo there. And then Arbiter is my progression champion. Who else? I keep forgetting. Lydia, definitely one of the best progression champions here. And I believe we'll definitely have Mithrala in one of my teams. I don't remember which one, but Mithrala will definitely be there. So let's put it in as well, if I can type today. Okay, so those are champions. Let's tidy this a little bit. And by the way, this is my level 24 team. It won't work on level 30. But then based on Saf's video, I just dropped to level 24. Let's check my spider team. So here's Mithrala, for example. So we already have Mithrala in. We already have Artak, Theodore, and Acrasia. So we covered all of these except for Newt. So Newt was a fusion. One of probably the best fusion ever. But I'll put him in two places because I also got my second Newt from a boosted event that I've saved for. Like I had to pull, if you remember me telling you about this, because I'm saving like shards crazily. I think I had over 30 sacreds by the time when that 10x or progressive chance for Newt hit, and I opened 27 sacreds to get him. So that was progressive, but also it wasn't like random or buying shards. It was all about saving. So that's, I think, the main direction that we're getting into here. So I have my two Newts, so that's where I got them from. Now let's check my dragon team. Staltus was from a random, either sacred or ancient. Let's call it sacred. Duchess was from a random sacred as well. I've went on Duchess's boosted events and I never got her from there. And then the rest are covered. So we have Staltus and Duchess from random sacreds. Okay, let's move on then. So that's my dragon team. Let's go to Fire Knight Heart team. I have a dedicated video with multiple teams there. So Artak is progression champions. You can buy him from the clan shop. Podrick was guaranteed from Sacred. So here is what the saving come in. Mikagi is progression, and then we have our double newts. We already plugged them in. So Mikagi is definitely progression. She's a fusion, but I agree with Nub Raids that technically if you play for long enough you'll get her. So she's sort of progression here. Podrick was from a guaranteed sacred, so that's different. Definitely where saving come into play. Did I just call Yakarl Artak? Yakarl, I'll call him progression, because if you're doing your clan stuff, clan missions and quests and stuff, you will get Yakarl eventually. And I keep saying Yakarl and typing Artak. So those are my Fire Knight Heart 10 team. Let's check who am I using for Sandil. I'm using Aniri. Aniri actually I saved, no, though I got my Aniri from a random void shard, but they released a couple of 35 or 40 voids guaranteed for Aniri. So I'll put her there, because if you're saving over a long period of time, you could have gotten her from there. The rest of them we already covered. So Aniri will put her in the guaranteed void section. And then let's see last Phantom Shogun. So Emek, we already have we have all of them covered from this team here, except for Cold Heart from a random void. She's one of the very few rares that should be included in such lists. Now let's check something else. So for example, if we go to, so we check this is the dungeons. Let's check my arena teams. What arena teams do I have here? So Arbiter is already in there. Enithwi, Hegemon and Tormin were actually from random voids. Actually I got Hegemon and Tormin the first few weeks I'm playing the game from less than 20 voids. So let's plug them in. So random voids, we'll put Enithwi. Second team, okay, I'm still using this team. It's way outdated. Baron, again, one of the other champions I got probably from like 30 random voids that I opened way back. Yushi was a fusion, Ramanto is a progression champions, and Nekrit was from a random void. That I remember vividly. So Ramanto is a progression champion, so let's plug him in here. And then Baron, well, looks like I need to add a few more rows to my random void section. I've been lucky playing the game, but this experiment, this sheet is all about just checking your luck in the game and just figuring out how it looks like for multiple players, multiple in-game players, to see what makes sense playing this game long term. Yushi was a fusion. I doubt if many other people are using Yushi. This is a very outdated arena team, but I'm still using it. Ankura was a fusion, progression, fusion, guaranteed void Lego Narcissus. Probably the best one they have done. So guaranteed voids. Let's put Narcissus here first. Fusion, of course, Ankura. We already have Lydia and Python here. Let's check what other arena teams I'm using. Rogtos was from a random sacred, so I'll add Rogtos to that list. Those other teams, so Wukong is definitely being used everywhere. He's useful in arena and elsewhere, so let's write these down. So Wukong was a free login. I'm also using Ninja in my Hydra teams. So yeah, who else? Ultimate Death Knights, UDK. Of course, I use him in multiple of my arena teams as well. So who else did we mention here? Rotos was from a random sacred. Or was it boosted chances? I don't remember. Okay, just to be safe, let's put him in the boosted chances section, because I'm not sure. And then we already covered like Duchess and Nekrit. Kaimar, I use him in my Hydra team, and Kaimar was from a random sacred for sure. Also, if we talk about random voids, so Renegade, who is also used in my fast climbing seer comp for Doom Tower Hard. So she's also from a random void there. Okay. Who else do we have here? No, these other teams I'm not using much. I guess that's it for Arena. Where else? Clan Boss, my current Clan Boss team. Let's check it out. I doubt that it will add anything to what we have here. Where's my team? Yeah, here's my team. The Fushan was from the shop. The meta I got her, I think, from the fusion. I skipped the fusion and got her. So we'll call the meta a fusion. And I'll call Fushan, let's call him progression because I exchanged him for bad dupes. So let's call him a progression here. You let me know if Fushan, I placed them right there. And Seeker was from a random ancient. Harris is just farmable. I won't even add her. And then Draco, I got him very early on from a sacred as well. Remember also I had like 7 sacreds in the first sacreds 2x when I started playing. I got Draco and Lord Shazar from them. So Draco was from a random sacred. And Seeker was from a random ancient. Now things are tidied up and in order. I think I've done one of my Hydra keys. So this is my key. We covered Duchess and Newt, Acresia. Archer was... Now Archer definitely was from a boosted event during that Monster Hunter. Mishinaki was guaranteed. So let's add these. So boosted events, Archer for sure. I won't talk about someone who got 3 Archers from the boosted events. I'm still sore about this PMC. And then, yeah, we talked about Mishinaki as guaranteed. Also, like, I was using Elva in my Clan Boss team for such a long time. And she can be used almost everywhere. I also went for guaranteed Elva. So I'll add her here. So Pedrick, Elva, and Mishinaki. And yeah, that's it for my Hydra teams. I'm using a Trunda team, but did I add Wixell? Because I'm building... Wixell was a fusion. Let me add Wixell here because I'm building my Wixell Hydra team now. I'm thinking who else. Let me check my roster here. Rathalos, I randomly use him, but I won't add him to any list because he's not consistent. Mighty Uku and Oysterid, I'm definitely using them on my Hydra way so often now. So Mighty Uku was a fusion, and he also featured like in a bunch of guaranteed events. And Eleanor as well. 2 of the best fusions that we had. Sorry, Oysterid, I keep calling her Eleanor. So yeah, Oysterid and Mighty Uku, I'm definitely using them way more. Helicat and like Walking Tomb Drang, WTD, he's usable everywhere. I think he should be in my Ice Golem Hard team. Maybe I switched things a little bit. And he definitely was a fusion. So let's add him here. Walking Tomb Drang. Who else was I thinking about? Nish Shack for sure. Nish Shack is in my speed farm bomb team for Bomber. So Nish Shack was a fusion. That's where I got him from. So let's add Nish Shack to the list. Tidying up the list a little bit. Drexar, I use Drexar in so many things. Drexar is a progression reward from 3v3. I'll add him in because I used him for so long. Probably I'm not using him anymore because I got way more powerful champions. There's quite a few other champions, like I'll add just Darkale because I don't want to Darkale is from progression in Doom Tower normal as well, and probably Archmage Helmut, but I'm not using Archmage Helmut anywhere, so I'll keep it at that. Like I said, there is quite a few epics that I'm using on a regular basis, but because they are not showing on the list that we checked, I'm not using him, but you see them here from random voids and stuff. So I will stop there. Shake probably might feature in some of my teams soon, spoiler alert for that. Of course, I forgot the most powerful champions that we use all the time in live arena, Armand's, one of the strongest fusions. I'll call this my final list now. Let's check it out and figure out like whether randomness in raid works or you get more benefit from saving shards. So let me do something here. I'll add two lists, saving versus random, to see what worked best for me. So here we have 18 champions. I did a quick count here because progression and fusion, these are from saving. Free logins won't factor either way because you just get these. From random section here, we got 16, and this is a pretty high number. If you're playing, like I've been awfully lucky playing this game over 4 years, you won't get the same amount of luck from randomness, probably in average I'm saying. But yeah, so that's random and that's saving. Let's see what else. Boosted events will be added to randoms. So 3 again, so 19. Now it doesn't look like where I want it to go. So we have 5 down here from guaranteed, bringing this total to 23. The champions you get from saving in this game, even if you are extremely lucky like myself, overweighs the randomness. Opening shards whenever you feel like it or in random events. So saving in this game long term definitely pays off, which is a long way to say what I've already been saying for so many videos now on the early free-to-play, on the guaranteed champions and all of that. Thank you Nub Raids for starting this and keeping this interesting. I'm challenging other content creators, and even you can copy the same and pass it down the line. Tell me how many champions you got from saving over a long period of time if you're playing the game for that long versus what you got just from random shards. Keep things interesting and fun. Thank you for tuning in today. I'll see you next time. Bye.